we're going to look briefly at a few piano written accompaniments to see if we can see elements of what we've been talking about in them in terms of their function and mechanics. But then also we want to see like physically what they ended up doing. So this is Another Day in the Sun. It's from La La Land, which is a movie that's a modern musical. It does some pretty amazing things. If you're not aware of it, you should check it out. It's really quite something. I mean, if musicals are not your thing, it might be weird for you, but it's okay, right? And some of you are going like, yes, La La Land. Okay, so this is a very fast number. It's the very beginning of the movie. You should just check it out. Okay, just say I want to see the first scene from La La Land. It's called Another Day in the Sun. And already the accompaniment before the melody and stuff comes in is going to be played fast. And you can see like we have an A flat major 7 here, and there's an A flat C, E flat, and another A flat. And down here in the left hand, they've just blocked the chords out. A flat, C, E flat, and G, which is your major 7th. And they're doing a rhythmic style, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba, right? And they're repeating that again and again. So they are using their accompaniment to establish tempo, key, style, rhythm, meter, all those kind of things. Function, because these chords all come together and tell us that we're in a certain key and stuff, okay? When the melody finally comes in is what we're interested in here now, to see mechanically what's going on. Now, in case you're not familiar with the song, I'll just sort of sing through the first verse here. So we're like, we're gonna start there, and I'll just go slow. Think about that day I left him at the Greyhound station, and then west of Santa Fe. We were 17, but he was, and we're right here, right? Sweet, and it was true. Still, I knew what I had to do, right? Okay, so it's this fast-moving, syncopated, jazzy song, and that's conveyed through the way that the accompaniment is written. Now, let's look at the mechanics here. We said that accompaniments like to establish harmony. You can see right here at the very beginning, boom, there's the chord. This is an F minor 7, okay? So there's my F right there, and here's my F right there, okay? There's a C and there's an A flat, and the 7th is in the melody right there. It's sort of like a neighbor tone going down like that. So the basic chord is established right away, so we can tell what we're doing, right? And then if you look, the melody, I think about that day, ba 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 ba, it's embedded in there. This is fast music, and the notes are going by very quickly. I mean, fast music can sometimes have longer noted melodies, but this is, you know, I think about that day I left him at a Greyhound station west of Santa Fe. It's going by quickly, and in order to help and steady both the performer and the listener, the melody is just embedded here. These are the same, these are the same, these are the same, these are the same. And when we get to here at the end of, or I guess the peak of the next thing, we have a place where we have a longer note here, right? And so he chooses to throw the notes of the B flat 13 chord, at least some of them, into the right hand. Now, just in case you're wondering about B flat 13, let me just tangent for a minute. It's just a B flat 7 chord, right? Sounds like this, but we went up and added a 9th, which is this note, and we added an 11th, which would be this note, and we added a 13, which would be this note. And adding these extensions onto notes complicates the sound and is in many ways the signature of what we would call jazz sounds, okay? Jazz is more varied than that, so it's not monolithically true, but it is one of the hallmarks of much jazz, is to fill out with these color notes in there, right? So that's why in this stack right here you have a B flat, which is the root, the D, which is the 3rd, and then the G, which is the 13th, okay? So it's just there for flavor, but all the rest of the chord is represented. So, and then the bass line is literally a walking bass, boom, 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 which is a sort of another jazz idiom, the walking bass, right? So it's conveying a lot about style. It's supporting the melody by having it embedded in the actual accompaniment, and then it gives harmonic context, partly by what notes are chosen in the bass line, because that's very important, but also by putting chords when it can, right? And sometimes when it's a very important chord, they'll actually like stack the whole thing right there. All right, we see all those things there. Now I'm gonna switch over to Beauty and the Beast. Easy piano, okay? These, what they do is they build one arrangement of everything, and then they erase notes and make it simpler and simpler until they get the different levels of piano that we want. Let's see. Let's take the bad guy song, Gaston, right? All right. So, if you remember, this is the one in 3 where it goes, no one fights like Gaston, no one bites like, you know, that kind of thing, right? In a wrestling match, nobody bites like Gaston. So this is the intro right here, but even at the intro, because we're in 3/4, you can see that they are starting to establish the meter. Let's see, note. Gosh, it disturbs me to see you, Gaston. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Looking so down in the dumps, bonk. Right, we're not even into the whole song, but let's point a few things out. With very easy piano arrangements of things, they don't even provide a separate vocal line. They just presume that you are beginning to play piano and you're gonna try and do all this at one time. You want the melody because that's what you bought this for, right? So you could play the songs. And then it's got harmony, right? And then the meter is, you know, in there. Now, is embedded, of course, in the tune, but things are stripped away to be very, very minimal. So for instance, here, B flat minor chord, or B minor chord, sorry. So, gosh, it disturbs me too. And then we've got, what, a C sharp 7? To see you, Gaston, right? Diminished, right? Ooh, interesting. Even when looking so down in the dumps, like that, okay? They give us the minimal number of notes we need at any time with an eye to what's easy to play, because this is for beginning piano. So if we look here, B minor, well, there's a B, and there's a B, and that's the melody, and so we have roots, and then they just give us the third. So that's enough information right there for us to know that that's a B minor chord. It doesn't have the F sharp until later. So they're spreading things out over time. Here we have a C sharp chord over B. So there's my B, right? Stays in the bass, right? But C sharp is C sharp, E sharp, and G sharp. Well, there's my C sharp in the melody because we have it in the key signature. And I put my E sharp right there. And then I have the rest of the chord like that. And, you know, as much of the chord as we need there, it's fine. Notice as well that since this is, quote, easy piano, they're trying to make shapes and patterns that are similar to each other so that the hand can find them easily. They're sacrificing some, I guess, musical expression so that they can make sure that this is playable. Now, they have a commercial reason for doing that, but when we write our accompaniment as well, you should always be thinking about what skill level am I writing this for? Do I really need this thing that I'm writing that I think's really cool, that's ridiculously hard to play compared to the rest of this piece? Have I just made this no fun for anybody? Or you can spend hours and hours rehearsing it and it still has problems, or you cross your fingers and hope at performance you get it right 50 out of the 100 times you play it. This is the Suzuki Violin School Volume 2, and these are the piano accompaniments. Now, so first piece here, you can see this is by Handel. He's a Baroque composer, and this is going to be sort of a synthesis of orchestral music and things. But when the person wrote this out, it's bum bum. Let's get the right note. Right? That's my melody. Well, it's all right there as well, almost. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum. Top line of this is the same as the melody, this melody right here. But then when it gets to The second half, and the violin's already established, and remember, these are made for students. Instead of yada da 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 da, it goes, it jumps down a third and plays harmony line there, right? And so after it establishes and makes sure that the player on the instrument is where they need to be, then it starts doing a harmony line here. And then when this is over, ba-da-da-dee-da, ba-da-da-dee-da-da-da, and there's nothing going on here. See how Handel writes this line here that goes ba-da-da-dee-da-da-da, and immediately it's a FiL, yada-da-dee-da-da, yada-da-dee-da-da-da-dum, so that there's support for the melody when it's resting, right? So this is a more sophisticated piece maybe than the other things we've been looking at, but it's all there. This spells the chords, the harmonies are being played, the melody is being supported by being embedded in the top of the accompaniment, and then we support by writing harmonies, okay, and fills in between, right? And you know, it's really funny, we're looking at a Baroque piece, but this is exactly what a jazz piece would do as well.